Hello, my name is Salman Bassam. Today I'll be talking about Vincent Van Gogh, a very famous and well-known artist. So, let's get started. So who is Vincent Van Gogh? Well, Vincent William Van Gogh is an artist from Bilberland village of Zonderland in the Netherlands. I'm sorry if I butchered the name completely. His father Theodore Van Gogh and mother Anna Serpentines Van Gogh. Vincent was born on March 30th of 1853 and died on July 29th of 1890. At the age of 37, his death was considered to be a suicide and was confirmed later on. Now, the thing that fascinates me about Vincent is that he wasn't a child prodigy. He picked up painting at the age of 27 and he never had any formal training at all. Vincent had a lot of inspiration, including realism, Dutch artists, and was heavily influenced by Japanese woodblock paintings. Now, Vincent's health wasn't great at all. He suffered from a lot of mental health and disorders. These included bipolar, depression, self-harm, anxiety, and many more. Vincent's life was hard. In a letter, Vincent described his childhood as cold and withdrawn. His relationship with his mother was tense at best. Rejected by his mother in favor of an idea to which he could never measure up to, Vincent felt that his parents did not understand him. His modern idea brought him into a conflict with his father. By the end of 1881, the tension in the house was so acute that Vincent was asked to leave. In 1889, Van Gogh experienced an incident. Vincent Van Gogh suffered from severe depression. He later chopped off his left ear with a razor in a manic episode while staying in Arles, France. He was later admitted to a hospital, and later Vincent willingly admitted himself into a mental hospital, spending 1 year in the mental facility in Saint Remy. A recent discovery shows that Vincent was probably the sanest person at Saint Remy. Despite his unstable mental health, he was very productive and he made about 150 paintings in a year. While being in the facility, Vincent was treated with kindness, respect and understanding, and doctors soon realized that the only way Vincent would have survived if he would been given the space and freedom to paint and create. And then they gave him his own studio, in which a lot of his paintings came from. And it was on the 18th of June, 1889 that he painted the Starry Night. Despite modern culture portraying Vincent as a mad artist, he was lucid most of the time and rational. Vincent was incredibly knowledgeable and intelligent. He was well-led and he was extremely knowledgeable about art and artists, and he spoke 4 different languages. He also had lifelong friends who he met and wrote to regularly, but he struggled to understand his place in the world. Vincent's painting are often seen as a descent into madness, but his work drove him and energized him. He created this painting despite his mental health, not because of it. Vincent portrayed the world as he saw from his room, subject of many of his paintings at Saint Remy. The morning after his arrival at the asylum, Vincent went into the walled garden and set up his easel, and by lunchtime he painted this, the first of his asylum masterpieces. A few weeks ago, before the Starry Night, Vincent in a manic episode had tried to poison himself by swallowing paint and turpentine, literally killing himself with color. Vincent always painted from nature, but within an asylum with limiting freedom, it was necessary to paint with creativity, and that's how the Starry Night came to be. It shows an electric sky and a painting that we cannot see or touch, how he imagined the sky would be. But despite of the Starry Night being one of the most famous painting and well-known painting of all time, Vincent saw it as a failure and was planning to paint over it. Vincent considered to be a failure. His life was filled with poverty and loneliness. He made hundreds of paintings, but no one would buy them or hung them up in their homes because of his reputation of being a manic person who painted in an asylum. But only a handful of paintings were recovered and are still present in museums across the world, of the Starry Night in New York and the sunflowers in Wheatfield with Cyprus in London. His art style shows optimism and vibrant colors. His mental health haven't stopped him from doing art, but encouraged him to continue. For all of Vincent's life, he was considered to be a failure, but now, 131 years after the death of Vincent William Van Gogh, he is one of the most famous, well-known and praised artists of all time. If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced.